Hi, everybody. So I'm going to speak in English. I hope that's okay. My name's Jonathan Maycock. I'm co-founder and CEO of Margin. And what have we done? So I think most people are familiar with the Bloomberg terminal, specializing in market data and information. MetaTrader 4, more in not in equities so much, but more in Forex and building strategies and execution. So we've put these two kind of areas together in a mix and built the first trading terminal for the crypto space. So it's a dedicated trading terminal written in C++ from the ground up. And I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So who are we? So this is the team. We're based in Bielefeld, all in Germany, in our local office. And really, we have a very strong technical background. So the team is made up mostly of machine learning, robotics, talent that now apply their skills towards trading in this crypto space. So what's the problem? Well, the space is very, very fragmented. And for example, if you take a look on Binance, Bitcoin symbol is BTC, but on Kraken it's XBT. Or there's symbols like HOT, which are 3 different tokens on some of the top exchanges. So you need to deal with all of that. The APIs are notoriously unreliable. You have to handle that, outages and messages not coming back. Liquidity is spread very, very thinly across the space. So for institutions coming in, it's very difficult to place larger orders. So we handle some of that as well. And we're still orders of magnitude away from something like high-frequency trading. It's still baby steps there in the area. Okay, so what have we done? We've built the first dedicated trading terminal for the crypto space. We have our trading terminal, which is completely configurable across multiple screens and for professional traders. We have APIs for the Margin backend technology, which provide a robust interface then for execution, connections to the top 20 crypto exchanges, and we support right now over 2,000 tokens. So this is just an example of some of the tech that we're building. So we've built a smart order router, so aggregated, consolidated order books. So if you've got to place a larger order, you can see in this donut shape here a whole bunch of crypto exchanges. We can calculate then the optimal way to route those orders and make sure you're not front run as well. We're also taking advantage of some of these inefficiencies in the market to exploit arbitrage possibilities with some of our partners. And this is the business model. So in the B2B side, we've got B2B and B2C. We're dealing with crypto hedge funds, OTC brokerages, index funds, market makers, and we have flexible plans that mostly involve volume-based going through the Margin terminal. On the B2C side, we have direct retail traders coming to us right now, over 5,000. We have about 12,000 users. And just recently, we started signing up some exchanges. So KuCoin, one of the biggest exchanges, signed a partnership deal with Margin. They've got 5 million users, about 1 million of which are active traders. And now their users can use our terminal without a need to buy a license. And we get then a part of the volumes done on the Margin terminal. It hasn't been an easy ride, though. So 2018, the whole market basically collapsed. About 80% of the assets fell in price, and many large companies had to lay off staff. Many went out of business, and it was a tough ride. But during that time, we still managed to grow. We doubled our workforce, grew the revenues. We took on some investment and launched some new products. How does it look for the future? So this is about the roadmap that we're looking at. So we've onboarded KuCoin and La Token. We're in talks now with 3 more exchanges in the top 15 exchanges to do more partnerships, and we really think this is a platform where we can increase the user base and expand. We're also about to launch with a really large US partner doing arbitrage. They're about to put about $50 million through the system, and we're helping them to get these opportunities in the space. White label offerings for OTC, and we're looking to scale the MMR to about 100,000 by the end of this year. Into next year, we're looking to increase the revenue growth, go towards a Series A, and open some new offices. So, yeah, thanks for listening. If you want to be a part of our story, please get in touch, and thanks for your attention.
Thank you for your pitch. So, any questions? Let's start with the jury.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Great startup scene in Bielefeld, by the way. I'm from there. One question: I didn't really understand. A customer who's your customer. Does he need an account at a cryptocurrency too, or is there only one connection to margin?
Yeah, it's a good question. So no, we don't. For reasons of financial licenses and BaFin regulation, we don't access customer funds. They need their own accounts on the exchanges, and we provide the tools then to give them access. Yeah.
Today, if you look into the market, you see, like you mentioned, all those different tokens and the different exchange platforms. And don't you expect the number of tokens to decrease significantly over time? And at the same time, maybe there will be some kind of consolidation on the exchange side, so that the necessity for such a terminal tool would decrease?
Overall, you're totally right. There's a lot of coins and tokens that won't make it, but I think not that the numbers won't necessarily decrease. I think they'll continue to increase, but what we'll see are winning blockchains, if you like. So the cream of the crop will come to the top, and there's also, I think liquidity will start to pool a little bit, but there's still a whole array of issues to be solved there in that space, so we want to really push the brand in the meantime.
Weitere Fragen?
Yeah, maybe another one. You talked about arbitrage, because today there is no real liquidity. There are different exchanges where the tokens list at different prices. And with the usage of your terminal, are you not decreasing the level of arbitrage that's possible? So for some players, like a hedge fund, the arbitrage is maybe the most interesting part of the equation, and that will decrease with you providing more transparency in the market and more liquidity?
Yes, correct. But there's still, so as we see it, I mean, the arbitrage has narrowed for sure. So since 2017, there was really huge gains, and it's definitely narrowing. But the space is still so fragmented, and we have kind of two models. We're working with a very large client where we're building specific algo strategies to take advantage of that arbitrage. And then we also provide the back-end technology, so the execution there and the robustness to other players, and that's where we can scale it. But I think there's still a lot of opportunity in the market.
Weitere Fragen? Any more questions? Hier vorne? Kommt, das Mikro kommt.
If your customers need to have an account with all respective platforms, how can you address the shortcomings of the platform? Like you mentioned, high-frequency trading is not possible, but how can you basically address these?
I mean, so we don't see ourselves as having to have these accounts or to look after customers' money or even want to touch it from a security point of view. We see ourselves as a provider of a tool, and that the customers then, they're already active in the space quite often. So the B2B guys, they have their accounts already. They have their corporate accounts. They have specialized fees based on volumes. And we basically come in and provide this level of service in terms of execution. And that's where we see our strength is. Yeah.
So, there's one more
question.
Yeah,
one last. Is there any competition for you? Like, do players like Bloomberg look into that space, or some other players in the market?
So yeah, so Bloomberg, I think they listed Bitcoin USD quite recently, but they're very slow to adopt into the market. So the larger players from the traditional industry are quite slow there. Right now, there's no competing terminal in terms of what we've built of like a natively built for Windows, Mac, and Linux, C++, all margin IP. There's nothing on the market. There's a whole bunch of bots and other services that are looking to address the retail market. But we have a lot of hours and time under the belt that I think we have a real advantage there on the tech side.
So, any more questions? So, thank you very much for your presentation. Margin.